It's another day at Kapala Primary School, Chipangali District in Eastern Province of Zambia. A time check, a few minutes before 7 a.m. But this day is not the same day as other days. Drums of joy are sounding. Something is cooking.
It's so great to be back here in Zambia, experiencing another very warm welcome here, and it's very moving.
Through every land and sea, for the importance of school feeding, we proclaim a foundation for a brighter tomorrow. We explain. This poem from Kapala, Taiparapara, Monganisopa, Tapara, is not from Mahara, but it has been performed after Tamapara. Remember, our POEM was entitled As We Feed. Together we say, thank you.
Kapara Primary School. I think there were 400 pupils here when we began feeding here back in 2014. Today there's 1,400 pupils here, and it just moves me so much to see all these children here in class learning, and to think that so many of those would be out of school without Mary's Meals, and then meeting the volunteers and just hearing them talk about their passion for education, their desire that every child here might be educated. That's their motivation. That's why they're giving up their time every day to cook the pala, to serve it, and it really just gives me new energy, new motivation to go back home, to tell people about the amazing work that's going on here through the team, through the volunteers, and why it's so important that we keep going, to keep raising the funds, so that we can keep going and that we can reach more children in need here.
9 years ago, the Mary's Meals school feeding program set foot in Zambia with only 18,000 learners. Kapala Primary School was among the first 25 schools on the program with only 400 learners. Today, the food has changed the narrative. The school has more than 1,400 learners.
Currently, it is running from preschool to grade 9 with the total enrollment of 1,402 pupils. We have a feeding program which is run in 3 sessions because children report in the morning, mid-morning and afternoon. And this feeding program is done by Mary's Meals, and the cooking is also done by the volunteers who are coming from various places. The enrollment of these learners has improved from the time the feeding program was introduced in the year 2014. After the introduction of the feeding program, the enrollment of these learners increased. As I mentioned, currently now we have 1,402 pupils, and the attendance at this institution has improved compared to the way it was. All the dropout pupils that we found from the community have come back to school and they have retained. Now, these volunteers have also appreciated the initiative of the feeding program at this institution. Now, the cooking begins at 05 hours and they stop cooking at 13 hours. So when the cooking is done at 05 hours, 06 hours, we start serving. We have noticed that even in the performance levels of the pupils at this institution has also improved. Currently, we are at 71% for grade 7s and 82% at grade 9 level. The production unity is so effective at this institution because learners are involved up to the time they knock off at 16 hours. So far, we have the gardening, we also have gardens, and we also have the piggery, which is also running effectively.
At Kapala, the atmospheric energies are positively electrifying. The volunteer cooks cannot hide their ecstatic mood. as they show the Mary's Meals founder and global CEO Magnus McFarlane Barrow how they feed the learners.
Yatichepesa ko umbuli kuna community kwatu mai kuti kwa Mary's Meals. Nina abana babiri pano pa school bale nawo navochinja nenvi kudala abana bezinyama ziwaya chimanga chokazinga mu bottles bale na program ibana banali kukazinga ziwaya mama baje ama ba utabuza kumapojani college of school niposa ulova kwa bana kuna school kuna chepekera ndiyo kuna bana wanapoyenda muri bana bene balova umamizi bangankale muje bene bangono kusambesesa but bana nabambira ni anama maskulu kama college amene.
With global economic challenges affecting the underprivileged mostly, with hunger being one of such negative effects, especially among rural learners, Magnus reiterates the zeal of Mary's Meals' vision of embracing Sustainable Development Goal number 2, Zero Hunger by 2030.
So today, Mary's Meals is only in the Eastern Province, and we're very happy how quickly it's grown here in the Eastern Province. One day it would be our dream to reach other parts of Zambia. We have no immediate plans for that. All over the world, there's so much need and so many communities asking for Mary's Meals. And meanwhile, we're in difficult times in terms of the global economy, in terms of the ability of our donors to support this, and also in terms of rising food costs. So right now we work very hard just to keep the promise to the children that we're already feeding in our programme here in the Eastern Province. For us, everything we do is in partnership with the local communities, the leadership in the schools, the Parent-Teacher Association, and also with the government. And our relationship with the government is very strong. We really appreciate that. And we want to keep building that relationship. Mary's Meals is something that one day, in the future, we hope there is no need for, that we are redundant, because children can be fed within Zambia without our help from the outside. So it's really important for us to keep working with the government, talking to the government about the different ways that they can support this programme also. Our vision for Mary's Meals globally is a very big one. We believe that second SDG, Zero Hunger, is possible. We live in a world which produces more than enough food for all of us to eat well. So we believe passionately it should be possible that every child in this world has the possibility to eat a meal every day in their place of education. So that's the vision that the Mary's Meals family walks towards every day. And it's a wonderful thing that today globally we're feeding over 2.4 million children around the world each school day. But in some ways, our hope, our prayer would be that that's only a beginning, because there are so many more millions of children who are still waiting.
Country Director for Mary's Meals in Zambia, Ipanji Kajani, drives home the key message on why the school feeding program takes keen interest for the younger learners.
Mary's Meals wants to support education outcomes. And the government of the Republic of Zambia also has got a school health and nutrition program, and the school feeding part focuses on basic education. And as you know, basic education is ECD to grade 7. So that's where we are focusing, so that we can motivate the children who would ordinarily be at home because of hunger to come to school. And if they come to school, the assumption is teachers are there, teaching and learning materials are there, and they would get an education. We have learned that number one, the enrollment in individual schools goes up when there is a school feeding program. Especially when it's just starting, the enrollment is quite big. You see bigger ECD classes now. Even children that are just under 3 are rushed to school because the parents are sure that they'll have at least a cup of porridge there. So the impact has been huge.
It's past midday. Though the sun is smiling right on top of everyone's head, Magnus can't leave Kapara without talking to the little ones.
So, good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
It's so nice to be here at your school.
Shortly afterwards, Magnus is at Maguero School of the Deaf, another school where the Mary's Meals porridge is served.
He's saying yes. He was here.
All the way from when you were small?
So he came here in preschool until grade 1 and grade 12. He has been here for more than 14 years.
And your family home is here, near here?
It's a bit near. Yeah, it's from Manipur.
Yes, yes. And did you enjoy school here?
So yes, he enjoyed it.
To keep managing feeding learners here, the school keeps pigs, goats, and has a blossoming vegetable garden. Magnus seems to be curious with this particular thing here. Exhaustion seems to have gone abroad. The tales told are loud and clear. Feeding more than 400,000 learners in 752 schools in 11 districts of Eastern Province, Kapala Primary School and Maguero School of the Deaf show us how little acts of kindness are never little drops of water in an ocean. For one drop at a time fills a bucket with water. Felicity Reed, the Global Director for Communications at Mary's Meals International, has the exact thoughts on this.
One of the things that's been hugely impressive is how Mary's Meals attracts people to come to school. So the school in Kapata that we've been visiting originally had a roll of 400 learners, now has more than 1,400 learners, and they have to have 3 shifts during the day, starting at 7 a.m, 10 a.m, and at 1300 hours, in order to be able to cater for all the learners. And that's just because Mary's Meals is there serving food. We've also been here at the Maguera School for the Deaf, where Mary's Meals plays an enormously important role in the lives of young deaf children. Government budgets are very, very tight, so there is very little here for the children in terms of lots of food or lots of facilities, but Mary's Meals providing a meal during break time gives deaf children the energy to be able to concentrate for the rest of their lessons. We've learned that deaf children, because they use sign language all the time, use more energy and get tired more quickly. So with the benefit of our program, they have the energy to apply themselves to their lessons, and here they're able to get a good education, which means they'll be able to live independent lives in the future. So the role of Mary's Meals work is hugely valuable.